Okay, here we go. This one is shared photo albums. It's a lot of steps, but once you do one, it's going to be really easy. I promise. It's a lot of steps, like I said, but you're going to end up knowing how to do it, and it's going to be your friend because taking photos is a lot of fun to share because sometimes you want a group of people to see photos you've taken at an event or a trip or whatever. And there's even ways that you can have them add photos that they've taken as well. Step one, tap on the Photos app on your home page of your device. And I think it's one of the important ones to keep on your home page. So you're going to tap the plus sign because we're adding. Adding and plus are the same thing, just like in math, right? Plus sign means add. So we're going to add something. And if you have been off on an adventure in your photos, which most of us have, it may not be here. It'll be something like this. And you'll see this little caret or this little arrow at the top left where you see albums. A little closer look of that is here. You'll see this little arrow to the left. That tells you you're going to go back. That's something to note in every app on your phone. That little back arrow is handy to know about because a lot of times you'll get someplace and go, I'm lost. I don't know where I am. So that is the back button that you're going to want to find over and over again. It's an important one. So press that, and you can see the word albums is to the right of it. That means you're going to go back to albums. So albums, you see albums on the top, my albums below that, and down below, a couple notches down, you'll see shared albums. These are groups of albums. You see the blue at the bottom, this blue highlighted albums button. It's kind of small, but it's there. This is where you want to be. I mean, the big word albums, these are navigational devices. So albums with no back arrow and my albums with the blue at the bottom. This is kind of the home base for albums and photos. Starting point, what I should say. So the plus sign, going back to that, tap on the plus, and then if you end up here after doing the plus, which is possible because it depends on where you were, you want to go back, and then that's going to put you into this spot where you'll see a choice of new album, new folder, or new shared album. This is a place that you'll come back to if you want to make a new album that you're not sharing, or sometimes you can make a new folder. I have one for trips, and so I have a folder of trips, and each trip goes in that folder. Won't worry about that right now. We're going to do a new shared album. So a new shared album. It's a little faint, but if you look, it'll say shared album inside the yellow oval. Name the album. Just give it a name. It could be anything. This is whatever you want it to be. Your trip, an event, a birth, Christmas, whatever. And then you tap the next button, and you'll see, wait, let's go back. After you put a name in there, there's a little next right at the top. You can see that? It's faint, but it's there. So that's what I meant, next button. So we go to that, brings up an email option. So I send these to myself. And the reason I do that is it's just a little easier because I have control over it. And also, you can copy and paste what comes to yourself as a way of sharing it again. We'll get into that later. It's not a big deal, but I prefer to do it this way. Otherwise, you share it with somebody, and if you're kind of not ready, then you're going to end up kind of getting them, oh, what's this? Oh, I don't see anything, or blah, blah, blah. Just no reason to excite anybody else. Just do it to yourself, and then you have control over it. So then you do a plus sign. You tap on a plus sign because we're going to add photos to this, I named it Trip to France. So then, after that, you'll be taken to a bunch of photos, and you have a choice of photos, individual photos, or albums. You see that at the top inside the yellow oval. So choose wherever you have those photos. Generally, they're going to be in the most recent photos, which these are my recent photos. So you look through photos and albums and figure out where you want to go. So then we tap on the photos to include. As you tap on them, you're putting a little blue check on each photo. You see that? And then you tap on the add word at the top. It's not a button actually, but you tap and add the photos that have the blue checks. Now you want to share this. There's a little people icon at the top where the yellow arrow is pointing to that, and that's what you tap in order to share. Now you've got two ways to share these. You can do the plus sign to invite people, either one at a time in an email or a group of people, putting each individual email address in there. Or you can do an invitation with a link, which is a public website. Some people don't want to do that, some don't care. And that way you have the link down below where it says share link. You look, anyone can view this album. And the link below would be the link that you'd copy and paste. You can paste it into a text, you can email it or what have you. So you have two ways to share these albums that you're making. So then also you can allow posting if this green button is turned to the right, and if the one at the bottom has notifications turned on, then what you can do is people can post their comments. Oh, great photo, thanks so much, blah, blah. Or notifications, you'll be notified when people do post something. And again, inviting people, subscribers can post, public website. I have it turned off on this one. The last slide showed that it was turned on. And this is what it looks like when you're inviting people. It pops up an email, and you just add a person, use the plus sign to add more people. And then when you're back to albums, you see albums at the top, plus sign at the top, my albums. Down below that, where the yellow circle or oval is, shared albums. That is where that album will be, along with other shared albums you've had. So that's it. Keep it fun. Remember, you can replay these, learn, share with others, and you're all set to go.